Hi, I'm Christine Horne, and this is an Ask an Actor video for the Ruff Times campaign. What is the first thing you do when you get cast? Reread the play. So in the case of As You Like It, I reread the Shakespeare play, and then I read Jeff Ho's adaptation so that I could remind myself where we were starting from, and then see where Jeff and Shakespeare and the Ruff were going with it. I am probably paying special attention to, in this case, Jaques, but mostly it's to see what the thing is that we're making. What is our As You Like It? Is Shakespeare hard for you to understand? Yes. Yes, it is. I am in more of a habit maybe than most people of reading it, or working on it. So some of it is not hard for me to understand, but the stuff that's hard to understand, I find really hard to understand. And I spend a lot of time with lots of different versions of the text, with lots of different notes, lots of lexicons. But I find it so satisfying when I finally do. So I love it. What are your first steps when you approach a monologue? My first steps are really to try and forget that it's a monologue and just treat it like any other line, a very long line, but any other line in the scene, because it's especially with those speeches that are very famous, it's really easy to be kind of like doing the scene, and then you're like doing a famous speech that everybody knows, and then you have to try and get back into the scene, and that can be a real barrier to just doing your job. How do you deal with verse lines, and what is a verse line? I wish I had looked up a really good, succinct definition of this before I started answering these questions. If you've seen Shakespeare but maybe haven't read much Shakespeare, the verse lines are the ones that would look sort of like a poem, and the prose lines are the ones that look like any other play or any, writing in any other novel. The verse lines in Shakespeare, each line generally has 10 syllables, so a line from As You Like It, a line like "and one man in his time plays many parts" is a perfect little line of verse. And one man in his time plays many parts. And what's cool about working with verse lines is that when they are kind of perfect like that, it flows very naturally. For me, it's very easy to memorize. You can really tell when you've messed up. You can also tell when there's a shift, when things are different in the text. So if suddenly things don't fit into that really kind of perfect rhythm, if lines are longer or shorter, or the stress feels weird, isn't kind of fitting in the way you think it should, it kind of forces you to say it in a different way. It can force you to slow down. You have to think through it in a different way, and it can indicate just a change in what's going on. So it's kind of a neat acting map. How do you make Shakespeare sound modern? There's so many things we learn about doing Shakespeare, and I think learning all that stuff is really important. Learning about verse, whatever it is, learning how to do Shakespeare. And I think for me, in terms of making it sound modern, you learn those things and then you forget those things, because it stays in there. So you don't have to do Shakespeare. When you're doing Shakespeare, you can just be an actor and play the story and play the part, and your actor brain remembers how to do Shakespeare, but you can still just be a person. You were once called the Queen of Weird Shakespeare in Withrow Park. Why do you think that is? Yeah, a man on a bicycle rode by me when we were rehearsing Portia's Julius Caesar, and he must have also seen me do Prince Hamlet the year before. And he said something like, "You're becoming the Queen of Weird Shakespeare." And I loved it. I'd certainly rather that than the Queen of boring Shakespeare. I've been really lucky that I've been able to be a part of really exciting adaptations and explorations of some of these plays. And I would love to become the Queen of Weird Shakespeare. I hope I get to keep being the Queen of Weird Shakespeare. I love it.
Hey everybody. If you want to support and celebrate artists like Christine Horne, the queen of weird Shakespeare, please donate today to our Rough Times campaign. Stay healthy, stay safe, and stay kind.